In this video, we will see how to create online contracts for clients to sign using a smartphone, tablet, or computer. First, we need to install the Contracts plugin by accessing the Customization section in the left sidebar, as usual, and then clicking on Plugins. Let's search for the Contracts plugin for those who don't know what they are. Plugins indeed are extensions that allow your Framework360 environment to meet any type of requirement. We click on Install Plugin and then install. As we can see, Framework360 will tell us where this feature has been installed. And as we can see, in fact, it has created a module in the sidebar, which, as we can see right now, is not there. Then, by clicking on OK, it will appear. It is a tab in the Clients module that allows you to see which contracts a specific client has. That client, indeed, has signed. We click on OK, and, as we can see, the module called Contracts will have appeared on the left. Let's click on it and create our first contract by clicking on Add at the top right. And of course, we start creating our contract. For this tutorial, we have created a sample contract that we will replicate on Framework360 to make it digital and signable. First, we enter the name of the contract. Obviously, it will be an internal name. And as we can see, Framework360 will immediately create a permalink that we can send once saved by clicking on View Our Clients. As we see, right now there is only our company's logo. In this case, of course, the logo will be dynamic and will automatically display the logo of your own environment. And obviously, the contract will be empty. Let's replicate what we see in this PDF facsimile contract by adding at the beginning, for example, the name of the contract, so it will be visible to the client. We click Create Section and leave title and text. As we can see, we can create different descriptive sections. For example, title and text, Visual Builder, which, who knows how it works? Framework360 knows very well, since the Visual Builder is the system that allows you to create pages and emails in every section of Framework360 dynamically. Then there is the advanced text area, which is indeed a text area that allows you to set fonts, change characters, add bold, and many other things. Among the information requests, we will have the possibility to enter personal data such as first name, last name, etc., custom fields, and of course the section for signing that will allow the client to sign as they would on a sheet of paper. However, this can be done either with a finger via smartphone or tablet, or with a mouse if accessing the contract via computer. Then it also allows adding a section that enables uploading attachments, and finally allows adding select options with multiple or single choice. In this case, we leave the title and text as is and add the contract title. It is a text among which, for example, we can only include the word excellent. We add another section for company data. We directly copy and paste, and here we will, for example, put company data. In this case, we can use an advanced text area that will allow us to insert the text and replace it. For example, the data with shortcodes, which are precisely these codes that dynamically fetch information from our environment settings. In this case, for example, the shortcode MS business name allows you to add the company's business name. Obviously, the data can be entered, as always, in the website settings. As we can see, it will indeed be possible to add the VAT number, the business name, the phone number, the email, etc. We then replace the business name, the address. In this case, we simply need to click on shortcode and then company address, the VAT number, by doing, for example, here it is, the company's VAT number, insert it, perfect. In this case, we can already save, and we will see that our contract is starting to take shape. As we can see, there is a contract between our company with dynamically the data that has been entered in the website settings, address, VAT number, etc. Let's move on. Let's also add the word and click Add Section. In this case, it will be necessary to add personal data. We can then comfortably go to information requests, personal data. Here we put client data. In the text we can put and then we go to select first name, last name, place of residence, tax code, company name, and VAT number based on the fields, of course, that we need. Obviously, we select mandatory and save. As we can see, the contract will now have added all the fields we need to allow the client to fill it out. Let's move on. We add it is agreed, the following is stipulated. We add a section title, and text is fine. And as a title, we can put it is agreed, the following is stipulated. By doing so, saving and reloading the page, we can see it is agreed, the following is stipulated. In the contract, there will then be Article 1, so we can easily add it by clicking Add Section, Article 1. We can put the subject in the description and then proceed to add custom fields, including, for example, Add Section Request Information Custom Fields. We set it as mandatory. We include it among the custom fields. We can, for example, add your company role. On RC, click on Add Your Company Role. Short text is fine. Click Save. As we can see, Article 1 with the subject, your company role will have appeared, and then we assign it to the consortium, etc. So add section, title, and text. That's perfect. Click Save. OK, might try and we add a section called Indeed with a custom field mandatory title, search in this case. Let's move on. There will be Article 2, add section, Article 2. As before, we add the subtitle, alt as text, and then there will also be the scientific director of the research of the editorial consortium here. Very well, so we add a section called Scientific Director, mandatory custom fields. Here we put the director's name, save it, and then we can add a classic title and text. We can also add just the text if we don't want it to be displayed as a title. Okay, save it, there we go. Let's continue here. The last section, Article 3, add section. We put the subtitle, add a new section. In this case, it will be the purpose of the research. So it will be a custom field, purpose of the research here. We can also, for example, add a long text, or we could put a phone number as a numeric value, a date, etc. Click Save, set it as mandatory. As we can see, in fact, it is a more descriptive text. Finally, we add the last part, communication of results. In this case, we can add, for example, an advanced header, so communication of results. Then we add this part. If we want to do it this way, we save. And finally, we can add place and date. And signature, add, section, custom fields, date. We first put the place and then the date. The place is a short text and the date is indeed a date field. We set it as mandatory, place and date, very well. Here it is. Finally, we add a section and of course, we include the signature field, which is the most important thing. We add signature type, requests, information, signature, mandatory, and we save. Finally, as we can see, indeed, our contract will be ready with a signature field. At the end, where one can write, there is also the reset button. As we can see, our contract is complete. Now, in the contract section, we will see that our contract will be in the list, of course, among all the contracts that we will always create with the add button. In this case, completion is still 0 and the creation date is 12 minutes ago. Last sent never, because we haven't sent it yet. Let's proceed to fill it out to see how it turns out. Very well, as we can see, we have completed the entire contract compilation, and in the end, we will sign it. There we go. Click on Save Contract, as our client would do. Very well. The contract has been signed and it is possible to download it. As we can see, it is filled out with the signature at the end. By doing so, we could also print it. Our client will indeed be able to print it, and we will find it within the contracts module. As we can see, completions. Also, last sent 23 seconds ago. In a very simple way, by accessing the contract, we will find the list of all the contracts that have been signed. And by whom? On the right, we can also click on View to open the contract with all the client's data. With the option to download it as a PDF, here it is, save as PDF, and we can also delete it to have the client fill it out again if they made any mistakes. Within contract data, at a certain point, we can also decide to deactivate it. So, by clicking Save, the contract will no longer be available. We could also allow multiple submissions if we want the client to be able to fill it out again. By removing this setting, once the client has filled it out, they will no longer be able to access and modify the contract. If we want to modify the contract template, we simply need to go to Edit Page at the top left, or within Site, Web, Pages, and obviously find the dynamic page that was added by the plugin. How can we see, in fact, the contract page? And here, thanks to the convenient visual builder, always present in Framework360, we could add any type of graphic content for the template of our contract pages. In this case, for example, we added the logo, but we can remove it. We can add, for instance, any other type of image. Here it is, simply by dragging the blocks and selecting any image. We will also have the possibility to view it in mobile version, tablet version, etc. Finally, by accessing the client module, we can enter our client's profile and see in the Contracts tab. That has been added precisely by the plugin, the contract that they filled out with their signature. And we can also download it